Thank you for joining me. I want to talk for a little while today about a subject that's very close to my heart, reading and books. It's close to my heart because I was a teacher. I used to actually enjoy hoping that I was inspiring children to read, and I always ended the day by reading a book, putting different voices on and getting the children involved. And one of my fondest ever memories of teaching is when I worked in a small independent school, small class sizes, which was brilliant. No resources, but hey, with few children in the class, you could sort things out. And we'd had a visit from somebody from an orphanage. I can't remember which country they came from, but the children decided that they wanted to make little bags and put toiletries in for these. It was an orphanage just for girls, for these girls. So they collected material and lace and everything. And at the end of the day, I would read, they would get out their sewing and they would be stitching away, listening to the story. That was magical. And in the end, they produced 400 bags, each with several different toiletries in. Yeah, brilliant kids. But I have books by me all the time. Books that I can just flick through and think, if only I had the skill to do that. Books that build on my thirst for always being learning. But my favourite one at present is this tiny little diary that I refound. The first entry is Wednesday, the 21st of June, 1944. And it's written by my dad. And I'll flick forward to Tuesday, the 27th of June, 1944, when the entry reads, embarked for France. 2 flying bombs fell too close whilst loading vehicles. Spent rest of night loading and early following morning somewhere off the coast. And on he goes from there. And I don't know whether pleasure is the right word, but I get a lot of satisfaction from sharing his words at a time that was very hard for him and so many others. Okay, that's me and books and me and reading. What about children and reading? A lot of them don't see the need for reading, the relevance. They don't see the relevance for learning maths either. So the more that we can give them a relevance, the better. If there are books around home, only 1 or 2, doesn't matter, magazines, anything, and that they see you as a parent reading. Okay, a lot of reading is done on screen time, but they might not tie in the word reading with what you're doing on your phone, on your tablet, whatever. So you need to put that link in there for them, rather than saying, you are going to learn to read, you must learn to read, you need to learn to read. Give them a relevance. Make it fun. Use word spots. Rhyme. Be careful of the words that you choose. I did earlier on, several vlogs ago, mention that my son once cottoned onto the word duck and carried on rhyming with that. So, buyer beware. Words with the same start sound. Make games, make fun of it. Then I spy. Can you see a word beginning with, and give them a letter sound. Then, if you point to a common word, maybe an and, to, the, can you flick through the pages and find another one of those? That's always a good one. share a book and make it special. Don't make it sharing with you on your phone, you on your tablet, you itching to get off and watch the footy match on television. It's special for you and your child. So again, it's good to have dads joining in on the process. Dads and sons, dads and daughters, doesn't matter which. And again, make it fun. Take them to the library, especially if you're lucky enough to have a library that's still working and one that has visiting readers, because they are usually very skilled in making books and listening fun for the children. Ask questions about the story. You know, what about that character? What did you think of them? Did he remind you of anybody? What about that dog? Can you think of a better name for the dog? Can you think of a good ending for the story? And always say, you know, your ending might be better than the actual ending in the book. Especially as those early readers, they can be not the most entertaining of books, shall we say. What was your favourite part? And encourage them to talk about that. And can you find that in the book? If they're struggling, then don't make it a chore. What's that word? Come on, sound it out. Give them a word. Share. Get them to look at the word as you're saying it, and then for them to repeat it. And if they're really struggling, then you do all of the reading, marking each word with your finger so that they know and they begin to tie in the sight and the sound of the word. Read anything. I remember one of my early pieces of reading was an HP sauce bottle. It introduced me to the fact that there were languages other than the one that I spoke, because on the top there was a picture, I think, of the Houses of Parliament, which didn't seem to tie in with the writing, which said, "Cette sauce de haute qualité." I can't remember what the rest was, but that bit's stuck in there. And my parents were able to say that's French. So, you know, it's an ongoing learning process. I found for my children that the really very basic children's cookbooks were good, because again, you were giving them a reason for needing to learn to read, a reason for reading. If they wanted to make those cakes, then they needed to try and work out those words. Don't make it an issue again. Help support them with it. What do you think it might be? Can you see that first bit? If it's, say, cupcakes, you know, what does that bit say? It will help them. You can't separate reading and spelling. They're all tied in together. So again, letter sights, letter sounds, download word searches for toddlers and things like that. Let them colour them in, let them have fun with them. And then as they get older, the books do become a lot more interesting. And we have ones like this, which are wonderful. I have to say that Rachel is a friend of mine, so totally unbiased opinion here. But this one, she gifted to me because I'd looked after her cats. And it's called The Changeling's Child. But she writes them about trolls and gets the children talking troll language and having great fun. And that's what books can be. They can be great fun, a great solace. I was never stuck for anything to do during all the lockdowns. There was always several books around. So help your children in this journey. It will really pay dividends. Thank you for listening. Take care. Look after yourself. Speak to you soon. Bye.